I just read a story that's like really, really depressing. Really, really depressing. Okay, I'm gonna talk about anti-vaxxers for a second, okay? Listen, if this is gonna make you upset and make you salty and ruin your day, please just click the X in the top right of the video, okay? And get rid of it, okay? If this is a topic that makes you very sensitive, please don't listen to this, because I don't want to ruin your day, alright? But I just heard from a friend, it's a friend of a friend of a friend, someone got COVID, and they had to break down their apartment because they got really ill from it. And they just secluded themselves from everyone after they got COVID. And then they were passed out in bed, struggling to breathe because of COVID. And they've just been taken to hospital now and put on a ventilator. And apparently they weren't vaccinated. And they thought that because their housemate was vaccinated, they couldn't get COVID. Oh my God, it's so depressing. It's so depressing. And I wonder deep down in his heart whether he got COVID and he realized he got COVID and he felt so embarrassed by the fact that he'd not got the vaccination or thought he couldn't get it because he was like big immune system, big strong immune system. That's the reason why he chose not to go to the hospital. He just laid in bed till he passed out from struggling to breathe. That's so depressing. Oh my God, that's so depressing. I've moved from like insulting anti-vax people to feeling sorry for them now. I keep getting regular stories about people who like post lots of anti-vax stuff on Facebook, and then suddenly they get fucking COVID and then they die. And at this point, I was like, at first I mocked them and I was like, you're silly, you're stupid, you're not being smart. But then now I'm like reading their messages and I'm like, I feel sorry for these people. Is it an example of the Darwin thing? I don't think so, no. Because do you know what I think? As a kid, and when you've been growing up, you've got this belief that intelligence is like you either have it or you don't have it. I think there are people out there who are stupid, and the reason why they never tapped their potential of becoming intelligent is because they've surrounded themselves with stupid people. I am a firm believer that we are the people we surround ourselves with. If we surround ourselves with stupid idiots, we are the stupid idiot. We become the stupid idiot. If we surround ourselves with intelligent people, we do become the intelligent person. And I think this idea that intelligence is fixed and locked into position, and it's like a level that you can never progress. Like you're at the level cap of level 30 when the level cap is 100 and you're stuck at level 30. I don't think that's true. I think you can go to all the way to be 80 or 90 that you're capable of doing. And just surrounding yourself with people who are stupid, I think eventually you can hurt your ability to progress. Oh man, I feel sorry for these people so much. I really do. Because I think what's really strange is how some of them on like social media, like Facebook and so, appear really arrogant. They're like, the mainstream media, they're so dumb. They just do what everyone tells them to. I'm a big brain. I think for myself. I do my own research. And next minute they get COVID and die. And I'm like, because in their minds they think they're rebelling. That they're like the punk rockers of the 80s with a mohawk. You know, like I'm rebelling against the system, man. And then they get COVID and die. Jesus. There's a guy on my Facebook that posts a lot of anti-electric car stuff. And whether you're pro or against electric cars, I don't care really. The truth is he gets a lot of his research from like really small like blogs. And I said to him today, he's like, dude, the problem is a lot of the information you get are from little small niche blogs online. These people have like aren't held to account by anyone. They'll post inaccurate information and they'll never face consequences because of that. They'll just post it and then move on from their life. They don't have no consequences. But like, for instance, like CNN or BBC or Fox News, if they print something that's factually incorrect, they either have to do a retractions. They potentially can get fined by regulators. They potentially can get sued by the people they've slandered due to their incorrect information. They have consequences of saying the wrong thing. But some dude, some guy in his 50s on his PC, on his WordPress blog, posting about how anti-vaccinations are giving you brain cancer, or that fluoride in the water is making you infertile, or vaccines are making you dumber or something. You know, he has no consequences to actions. If he says something wrong and gets proven wrong, he just moves on. He continues to type crap on his vlog. He doesn't care. I guess you just got to be really skeptical on those really small sources online. You've got to be really skeptical. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to say the mainstream media doesn't post lies. They do. But when they post lies, they have to feel the consequences of those lies. But little WordPress vlogger guy, he just moves on. It's not a matter of yin or yang. It's not black and white. There's not truth and lies. It's understandable that a vlogger has a completely high more potential of posting something that's inaccurate compared to the mainstream media, which are more likely to face the consequences of saying something wrong. It's not yes or no. It's not black and white. It's in the middle of grey. You've got to understand in life, it's called the black and white fallacy. It's basically meaning that you don't simplify an argument to it's either yes or no, on or off, or black and white. A lot of arguments are incredibly complex. Don't dumb arguments down to make them more palatable. At the end of the day, some arguments are very complex and they're many shades of grey. They're not just yes or no, 1 or 0. Anyway, that's a little rant anyway. I really feel sorry for these anti-vax people. I really, really, really do. And I think if you have an anti-vax person in your family, I think you should try and question their position. But man, don't call them stupid. Don't call them dumb. Don't call them uninformed. That's just not helpful at all. It's really not helpful. Clickbaiting is part of the issue. Yeah, clickbait isn't new though. I think the issue is that clickbait isn't like a new phenomenon. At the end of the day, if you look, I can't speak for other countries, but in the UK, headlines were always very sensational. You know, like you'd summarize an argument in like 5 words and it would always be really sensational. I think the problem is clickbait's become mainstream where before it wasn't mainstream.